Heya Cryptozens. Tonight's show. CoinFLEX files $84 million arbitration. Terra projects find a home on Polygon. And ApeCoin improvement proposals 21 and 22. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is July 10th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. My name is Nicodemus, and I will be your host. The cover model, mascot, and co-host for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. So take a minute, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast now, because we're here at 10 p.m. every night so that when you leave in the morning, you're taking with you the crypto news analysis that you need to start your day. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. CoinFLEX is a relatively new crypto derivatives exchange based in Miami. On the 23rd of June, CoinFLEX froze people's accounts, and we covered it while it happened. They announced that they were halting account withdrawals on their platform due to issues with a counterparty. Mark Lamb is the CEO of CoinFLEX, and he put out a blog post that said, in part, due to extreme market conditions last week and continued uncertainty involving a counterparty, today we are announcing that we are pausing all withdrawals. And in that announcement, they were confident that things were going to turn around. They said they were going to resume customer withdrawals, quote, as soon as possible, once the company was in a better position. And at that point, they put a halt to all futures trading as well as spot trading for the Flex coin, which is their native cryptocurrency. It functions a lot like Binance's BNB coin. At the time, everyone was worried about being linked to bad debt. Companies were getting leery of telling people that they were facing liquidity issues because of Three Arrows Capital specifically, or something like a BlockFi or Celsius. They said specifically at the time that it wasn't Three Arrows Capital and it wasn't a lending platform. So that means not BlockFi, not Celsius. At the time of the announcement, they said, quote, we are confident that this situation can be repaired fully with the restoration of all functionality, namely withdrawals. And at the time, 3AC was a reasonable assumption. Another exchange, Voyager Digital, is right now facing Three Arrows Capital bad debt. And when they revealed who that debtor was, their stock dropped 60% just hearing that 3AC was the one who owed the debt. Well, that all means that the company's customers haven't been able to access their own funds for almost 3 weeks now. Things might be easing up a bit on that front. I'll get to that in a minute. Now, Saturday, the CoinFLEX team put together a lengthy blog post. It starts off with a bullet point list covering the topics of the blog post. And then there's a section that called, How Did We Get Into This Situation? And they don't mention Bitcoin Jesus, aka Roger Ver. They don't mention him by name, but they do talk about him. They said, quote, a large individual customer had a written manual margin arrangement with CoinFLEX. I had wondered what the situation was. How come he wasn't liquidated from the get-go? You heard others getting liquidated. A bunch of people liquidated the hell out of 3AC. Most of us would have been liquidated straight away. Well, they said it was a manual margin arrangement. That means no automatic liquidation. In fact, it means that they had a grace period to transfer more collateral in to stop it from being liquidated. And they wrote this arrangement in a way that means that the debtor Roger is personally responsible for the debt. It's a personal debt that he has to pay off. Now, this special arrangement means that Bitcoin Jesus is responsible for making up the difference between what was owed and what was liquidated, which isn't a deal that we could get because we would have to over-collateralize a loan to begin with. If we want to use crypto as a means of collateral, there would be no gap. And so it looks like they're going after this person, Roger Ver, and they accuse him of wasting their time. In the What Are We Looking to Recover section, they talk about that $84 million is a more accurate estimate. Their initial $47 million estimate was how much Ver owed, but it didn't include the losses that would come in liquidating his large Flex coin position. That loss would bring it up to 84 million. Because remember, he has to make up the difference between the collateral and the actual loss. Now, talking about Ver, they said, quote, "The individual first asked us to liquidate his account, but then continued to tell us for some considerable time afterwards that he wanted to send significant funds to the exchange to take physical delivery of the futures positions. It is clear to us now that he was wasting time and hoping for a bounce in the market that never materialized." So they're going after Ver for $84 million through arbitration. In the meantime, they announced a tiny bit of relief. They said that they are hoping to make 10% of customers' balances available next week. Doing so would mean CoinFLEX would sell all of their non-native assets. They would be sold for USDC. It's not much, but it's something. They also said that they were looking to raise, quote, "significant amount of funds." And they've also been in discussion with larger customers about turning their deposits into equity in the company. But I think, especially as far as making their customers whole, they're really looking for this $84 million, and I think that's probably about the only way it's going to happen. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $923 billion. It's down 3.24% in 24 hours. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 0.25%, Ethereum down 0.05%, Tether, USDC, and Binance Coin down 2.8%. Ryan Wyatt is the CEO of Polygon Studios, and on Friday, he put out an announcement that the number of projects migrating from Terra to Polygon is approaching 50. This includes a metaverse game called Derby Stars and an NFT marketplace called One Planet. Now, back in May, on the 15th, shortly after the Terra Luna Black Swan event, Wyatt put out a tweet emphasizing how projects were looking at making the move. He tweeted, quote, "We are working closely with a variety of Terra projects to help them migrate over swiftly to Polygon. We will be putting capital and resources against these migrations to welcome the developers and their respective communities to our platform. We will be sharing more soon." Friday's announcement by Wyatt shows that their plan is getting some traction. He tweeted, quote, "Update. Terra projects have begun migration. Over 48 projects and counting, including One Planet NFT, an exclusive Polygon marketplace, and Derby Stars. It was so awesome to help and welcome all these wonderful developers to our thriving ecosystem. Welcome." And also on Friday, One Planet chimed in, and they said, quote, 48 projects are landing on Polygon with One Planet. Thanks to all the Arc One partner projects and Polygon Studios, we are all moving together to rebuild and grow the NFT ecosystem on Polygon. And when Terra USD crashed, when Luna fell into their death spiral, they erased tens of billions of dollars in value from the crypto market space. But it also left a lot of projects effectively homeless. Something One Planet wrote about in Medium. They said, quote, "The sudden collapse of the Terra ecosystem left a plethora of innovative NFT projects and their communities stranded in the wreckage. In search of light within the abyss, One Planet has taken the lead and built its own version of Noah's Ark to rescue Terra's burgeoning NFT biodiversity and take it to a new home." That Noah's Ark line is part of a continuing theme. One Planet's migration plan is named Ark One. And that's not the end of it, at least not according to Ryan Wyatt. He said, quote, "More will be continuing to come over. We're opening our arms to all who want to come over. A lesson learned in the Terra collapse is that it is very wise to be on an EVM-compatible chain so that you don't have to rebuild. So I just hope that wherever developers go, they go with EVM in mind for longevity." Honestly, I can't see a thing out of place here. It looks like, yes, Polygon is capitalizing on the situation. They are looking to benefit from the mistakes and experience and problems of others. And that's all well and good. But I'm an old IT guy, and a lot of people forget that IT stuff is made by IT guys like me. And these people get lost. It doesn't sound like that's what's happening here. Wyatt said, quote, "Supporting developers is at the heart of what we do. This fund was simply put together to help talented developers find a new home. We're here to lift them up and support them should they need us." And it was really just letting them know that they aren't alone during the Terra collapse, where no one was there to help them. The global NFT market cap is up 5.71%. Sales volume is down 4.37% in 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are CryptoPunks, followed by Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, Otherdeed, and Moonbirds. Now, keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. So if you make an upgrade or a change or something to Bitcoin, that proposal is a Bitcoin Improvement Proposal, BIP or BIP. For Ethereum, it's an Ethereum Improvement Proposal, EIP. Hardly unique stuff here. Now, for the cryptocurrency expected to power Yuga Labs' Other Side Metaverse game, that's an ApeCoin Improvement Proposal, or AIP. You pronounce that, and it's ape. So that's what I'm calling it in our story tonight. So when you hear me talk about Ape 21 or Ape 22, I'm not talking about a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape or anything. That's what I mean. ApeCoin Improvement Proposal 21 and 22. And so the apes have been talking about putting together a workable staking system for ApeCoin and the whole Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. ApeCoin is a governance and utility token. Its holders can use it to vote on governance decisions, deciding on things like fund allocation, rule framing, what project gets worked on when, things like that. It's administered by the ApeCoin DAO, which means if you're holding ApeCoin, you get to vote on their projects. ApeCoin is actually technically real money, just like any other Web3 coin. It can be used for payments. In fact, at present, it can only be used to purchase things in the real world. In addition, it made an appearance in another company's game. You can earn ApeCoin on Animoca brand's popular game Benji Bananas. Limited to a total of 1 billion tokens, there is no way to mint more. It's a fixed supply. In addition, since it's not expected to be inflationary, there's no need for a burn mechanism. So ApeCoin Improvement Proposal 21 would let a Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, or Kennel Club holder to stake their NFTs. Then they'd collect their ApeCoin to get ApeCoin from a preset pool over a period of time. You would have to pair a Kennel Club with a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape to collect for that one. But having that Kennel Club in your wallet would increase the amount of ApeCoin you do get. Ape 22 is different. They're advocating for a pool of 17.5% of the total supply of ApeCoin. That pool would be distributed over a 3-year staking period, 100 million in the first year, 50 million in the second year, 25 million in the third year. Well, these proposals have been heard by the team. The official ApeCoin Twitter account reacted, tweeting, quote, "ApeCoin fam, we hear you on staking. It's important and something we want to get right. We're currently finalizing details that will serve for a wider update on our progress to build a staking system in line with Apes 21 and 22. Expect more frequent updates and collaboration soon." Now, I don't have any of those. No Bored Apes. I don't have any Mutant Apes. No Kennel Club. I don't hold any ApeCoin. So I didn't get to go to ApeFest 22. That said, I think things like Snoop Dogg and Eminem's video are going to do nothing but boost the profile of the entire Bored Ape ecosystem, ApeCoin included. Other Side's first test went live on the 6th. 2,200 people tested it. And looking at the feedback on crypto Twitter, it sounds like the test was tested very thoroughly and came out with flying colors. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. You stay safe out there. You watch out for yourselves, but watch out for each other too. We'll see you tomorrow night.